Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday encounter of an everyday Aspie. As you guys are fully aware, in my last video, basically, I was talking about the topic of part 2, removing the labels, can I have your attention? This basically was covering about my thoughts and opinions, basically, to create an understanding and awareness, and obviously just removing the mentality of people's thought patterns about people who are different, regardless of the term retard, to remove that label and basically change it to different and stuff. And how we go about it basically is, in this day and age, that there's so many perceptions and assumptions of many people that are different, and that's pretty much, as I said, may feel to many of you entities as a threat or something along these lines to others around you, regardless of what it may be. But then again, as I said, the key important thing here is that we need to be aware that everyone is different, and that basically, regardless of this label retard and all these other ones that I've said of my experiences and encounters of who I've had in my circle, past and present, be it the differences, that we should be all treated the same, basically, and and the list goes on. And all further ado, this video is going to be the advice, which is the last part of the part 2, basically, of what's the word I'm looking for? Removing the labels part 2, I should say. And basically, hopefully, regardless of it all, that hopefully it will give you a heads up as an encouragement and understanding, and eye-opener, regardless of how it is. As I said, like many of you entities, however, may need to learn a few things from people who are different in all walks of life and stages of life, be it if we are different in the way of our conditions. Despite that, you got to, as I said before in the last video, you need to be aware that despite our conditions, we have everyday struggles like you guys, even though we go about it maybe differently. As I said so many times before, that maybe we go about it differently in a way that makes you question or doubt our abilities and capabilities on how we go about it, even if it means that maybe you guys can give us support, sort of thing, as well as basically to be patient and also be empathetic enough, but not sympathetic, so to speak, just empathetic. I'll address that out because that's really important about basically how we go about our everyday lives, even though also, despite your judgmentality, assumptions and all that about thinking you know that person, regardless of the appearance of being like a person that is different with a cognitive disorder, be it, like I said, for example, cerebral palsy, basically, you'd probably be surprised after getting to know them better and longer in the long run, as I'm getting them to know them as a friend, you'll probably be thinking, oh, why did I think of them as a threat? Or why did I think of them as a monster, or whatever the case may be. We're not bad people, let's be honest and real entities. As I said basically before, you just need to have a wake-up call and change your perception and assumptions about us all, and actually have a reality check. And basically, I hate being hard on you guys, that basically you guys are the retards if you don't basically want to go about your everyday lives to change your thought patterns, even though at the end of the day, as I said, it's your guys' choices, sort of thing. Also need to be aware of, we all are here for a purpose and a reason in life. We all have dreams and visions. Pretty much, you entities need to just to remember too that we all have the ones that are different, be it, cerebral palsy, be it basically me with AS, or be it with someone with autism, or whatever the case may be. We all have feelings and emotions just as like you guys, sort of thing. But you need to just treat us the way you want to be treated, as the golden rule. Basically, if you ask for respect, damn it, yes, we will give it to you to a point of no return. But you got to remember that, respect is earned and gained, instead of to giving to you straight there on the silver platter, regardless what it may be. Also, we need to remember that everyone that is different, be it cerebral palsy or just you entities in general, that that we all can make a difference in each one of our lives, different people's lives that comes into our circle. Pretty much we are here for a reason. If we are in your circle, be it to build you up, be it to give you a wake-up call, be it, that we could have a little message, be it if we want to be friends with you or not, even though, yes, many people come and go in our circle, as I said in one of my videos over. Sometimes, however, despite the differences in our lives, however, we may become an inspiration, or you could be an inspiration to us, vice versa, basically, to what they may be what you may be looking for, or what the person that are different is looking for. Be it basically also that no matter what, you know, that could be for who we are becoming, or who we are to be right now is what we're going to become later on in the future, sort of thing. And I realise that sometimes what we make of ourselves in the present, forgetting about our past mistakes and then learn from them, that basically in the future, basically things will change and maybe go for the better if we just, as I said, make a life story or a legacy for ourselves and others around us, sort of thing. We'll, as I said, pretty much, you know, with this, treat others the way you want to be treated, the golden rule. We got to remember sometimes this rule needs to be applied today regardless, even though I've noticed there's many other values and morals that I have lived on, basically it's gone out the window, which is a shame really, because how I look at it, you know, regardless of all these values and morals, even though many people may think I'm old-fashioned, be it whatever it may be, but values and morals to me is important, obviously, and we need to maybe keep them intact. But then again, as I said before, it's our choice how we go about it, and that no matter the choices, we can hopefully go about it, and good or bad, you know, past or present, whatever it may be, that hopefully we may look at it later on and try not to dwell on the mistakes, even though, yes, okay, mistakes are there as life lessons, so that hopefully in the present, if there were similar mistakes, we can actually change our attitude and mindset and maybe think on a different level of how we're going to change that level of how we go about it. Another one is, despite it all, we all may have our different challenges we face every day and how we deal with them, but we need to, as different people, we need to conquer them as well as UNTs. Maybe if you can actually engage with us, make a conversation, involve us in your everyday activities, basically, or sports of what you're doing, basically, you know, so we can get active. We need to get involved in your guys' circle too. And like, even though us being different, some of us being different, regardless of what conditions it may be, basically some of us may actually take a leaf out of your book and actually have a look into your guys, how you perceive the world, even though, okay, everyone sees the world differently, as well as maybe how we go about doing everyday things that, you know, make you cringe or make you angry or whatever the case may be. But then maybe, as I said in the last bit of it, to think of, take a look from our eyes, or take a leaf from our book, or even look into our shoes to see how our world is different and how we perceive it, and maybe accept the differences. Sometimes it's good to actually accept the differences of no matter what it is, how we perceive things versus UNTs perceive things, because sometimes being different, as I said, it can be good, you know, that we don't have to be all cloned to be the same person. We can be our own original self, and basically if we want to be out pride and outbursting with our thoughts and opinions, regardless what it may be, you know, it doesn't matter, because obviously at the end of the day, acceptance is the key as well here. So in all further ado, this is the last part of the part 2, basically removing the labels. Can I have your attention of the advice part of it anyway? So hopefully you guys can actually understand where I'm coming from. Hopefully this is an eye-opener. Like, comment basically on my channel, or subscribe on my channel, as well as following me on Twitter and Facebook, and maybe subscribe to my channel, sort of thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.